Hi, my name is Igor Kafetz, and this is The List Building Lifestyle, the only podcast which delivers cutting-edge conversion strategies from the online trenches straight to your earbuds. Download the transcript of today's episode and all future episodes at listbuildinglifestyleshow.com. I also invite you to grab a free copy of the Wealthy List Builder Survival Guide at listbuildinglifestyleshow.com/survival. And now, once again, it's time to claim your list building lifestyle. Welcome back to another edition of the List Building Lifestyle with your host, Igor Kafetz. I get this question a lot. People ask me, Igor, what's the ideal open rate and click-through rate for my email follow-up? And the reason people ask is because it's a controversial topic. Some people who build like a customer list of a really expensive offer or an item, they may achieve an open rate as high as 80% on their follow-up emails because it's a purchase, because it's high ticket, because obviously they're going to go and look for that receipt if it's $2,000, right? But on the other hand, if you're promoting your business opportunity, for instance, and you're selling a $1 trial, your open rates are never going to be as high as that. Now, does it mean that your list sucks and it's crap and you should trash it? No, it doesn't mean anything like that. Truth be told, I've gone over the internet. I've scouted for information. I read articles. I went on Kissmetrics and pages and spots and etc. I read all that stuff. There's no one definite answer to what the ideal open rate and what the ideal click-through rate is. And the reason is because, of course, every list is different, but then we still have to recognize the truth to the fact that there's industry averages that can help us determine what the ideal open rate and CTR on our emails are. But what I want to do is I want to share something that may not even make a lot of sense to you right now, but you will learn this to be true the more you do email marketing. And that is that judging your email quality or judging your list quality purely based on your open rates is a big mistake. And I see people make this mistake all the time. They look at their open rates and not their sales. They look at their open rates and not the actual response their offers are getting. They look at their open rates and not the list size and relative numbers to the entire business. All they look for is that percentage, like, oh, I want to get a 50% open rate on my first email. And what if I do double opt-in? Will it increase the open rate, etc.? You know, they ask these sort of questions. These are not the right questions to ask. The right questions to ask should lead you to basically getting an answer to what sells better. How can I make more money? That's the right question. That's the only guide, that, you know, the only blip on the radar that should be guiding you when you're judging your emails. At best, open rates can be an indicator of interest. I'll give an example. About a month ago, we released a guide, a system, if you will, that teaches how to build a perfect bridge page for promoting business opportunities. It is a system I designed specifically for people who sell products and programs that are not their own, either business opportunities or any other sort of intermarketing product, as affiliates, where they send people to a sales page that doesn't feature themselves. So I taught them how to put together a bridge funnel, very easy, no coding, very easily done, in a lazy afternoon that gets them more signups, increases conversions, etc. And if you'd like to check it out, go to bridge.igorsolowitz.com. So when I was marketing, when I was launching this to my list, I put it out there and I ran 2 subject lines in a split test. The first one generated a 30% open rate. The second one got me a 44% open rate, which is about 50% more than the first one, but the first subject line generated 3 times as many sales, which is what I needed to know to determine which one is better. Now, why then, you ask, people make such a big deal out of open rates? Well, it's because the same reason people make a big deal out of their haircut. Because it's very easy to change, it's very easy to spot, it's very easy to notice. It's one of the first few things that you see when you review an online business. You don't need to be a super duper marketer to actually get a high open rate. Like, you can really just manipulate that stuff because people are emotional wrecks. You can manipulate people to open your emails easily, but can you get them to buy your product? Okay, that's the big question. So if we are thinking about our open rates in that context, it's really important to remember that open rate in and of itself does not necessarily tell you about the quality of your list. It doesn't tell you the quality of your business. It doesn't give you an indication as to how much money you can make. I can tell you, I've recently done a webinar promotion with Michael Chaney, for example. And some of you, listening to this may have even been on that webinar because we had a good amount of people register. And so I ran the promo for the entire week. Michael was surprised how few people I got on board, like how compared to other JVs that he worked with, who had ginormous lists probably, he said that within the first mailing, they already had several hundred people registering. This was not the case with me. Okay, with me, after the first mailing, I had about 60 people registering. Very few people. But having conducted the webinar, the engagement was incredible. We had like a 60% show up rate. We had about 75% stick rate all the way through the webinar. I mean, that's unheard of. If you've ever done webinars, you know how incredibly powerful that is. And that is really, really high and way higher than other JVs that Michael worked with have been able to deliver, because the way I marketed to my list and the way I engaged my list was very different from what they've done. And me and Michael actually had we were going back and forth about this, because it was frustrating to him to see how stubborn I was about it. But at the end of the day, I was driven by just one metric. Can I get engaged people in that webinar, people who really fit to learn more about what Michael was offering and the education he was providing prior to making an offer? That was my concern. And I feel I succeeded in that mission, even though I probably got fewer people in the webinar than some of the other high-profile JVs. But I assure you, my conversions were spot on. That's really the name of the game. I don't care how many people you get on the damn webinar. I don't care how many people you get to open the damn email. What matters is how many sales are you making at the end of the day? How engaging are you to your audience? How relevant are you to your audience? That's really what you need to be concerning yourself with, and not, just sitting there wondering, okay, what is the trick word, right? Well, what's the magic word I need to use to get people to open more? Or what's the perfect time to email my list? Honestly, there is no perfect time. People make such a big deal out of it. GetResponse even developed a feature to get people to sign up with them, and that is basically saying, look, we'll throttle your emails and we'll test them out for a few days, and we'll see which time gets more opens when you mail, and based on that, throttle your emails for that particular person, whatever. Or maybe it's a feature where they analyze the people on your list because they're in other lists as well, and they see what is approximately the window of time that they open their emails, and that's when they'll throttle your emails to that person. I think that's a very stupid thing to do. First off, people don't always check email all at the same time. It doesn't matter what their time zone is. Second, I may check emails from one person the morning time, and may check emails from a bunch of other people during the evening time, depending on the type of correspondence that is coming in. There's so many variables that just going off of what's the perfect time to email your list is stupid. But it is smart to just play a different game, right? So when most marketers try to figure out, okay, how do I get an extra 2% bump in my open rates? And, oh man, I only have 20% open rate, and that means my list sucks. And that's where they put their attention. They're really playing a really, really, really small game. You could be playing a bigger game, a much more profitable game, where you see the entire business, okay, and you're optimized towards the sale and not the higher open rate. Because, like I said, you can manipulate that thing easy. All you have to do is just either use clickbait, promise lots and lots of benefits in your subject lines, even if you can't deliver. Use trick subject lines such as, express delivery or something like that. It works really well. You can pretend that your email didn't land, or maybe your link was broken. You can send another email on top of the first one and get away with it. But honestly, that's not how you get ahead. That's really not. The only thing I would recommend, though, to get more opens is to send to unopens. So if you're using GetResponse or Aweber or SendLane or any, I would say, modern day email marketing software, it usually allows you to email the people who did not open. Some software will even do it automatically for you. So I highly recommend reviewing the open rates after 12 hours of you sending out that email and resending to people who did not open with a brand new subject line, brand new email body, because if you send out with the exact same email, what happens is a lot of these email clients, they will put your content into this little box and minimize it. That's what Gmail does these days, right? So basically won't display the content, and you don't want that. You want all your content displayed, and for that, you need to write original content, okay? Not just the same thing you've sent out 12 hours ago. But trust me, by sending out to unopens, you can actually double your open rates easy, because these people have not opened your email yet. And all that's going to happen is you're going to remind them to open. You're going to give them another reason to open. When you do that, you get so much more traffic. You get so many eyeballs you wouldn't believe. So if you're not sending out to unopens, you should definitely do that. But you should not waste your time trying to figure out a trick or the right word or the right time to email your list to increase your CTR and basically try to pull the highest possible open rate, because it's not what it's about. Besides, let's be realistic for a second. Open rate depends on so many things besides your subject line. Think about it this way. First off, the IP that you're on the email autoresponder software you're using. Like if you're an Aweber and you're in a shared pool of IPs, your reputation, your IP reputation determines how likely you are to inbox. And if you're in a bad shared IP pool, you can be writing the best subject lines in the world, you can have the best customers in the world, but you won't inbox and you will have a really low open rate. Now, another thing to consider is that the link you're using. Sometimes you'll write a great email to a great audience, but you'll use a link that's been blacklisted by ISPs or some, Barracuda blacklist, and bam, you're not inboxing. You're not even visible to the people on your list. Now, another time it could be something to do with your from email. Another time it could be something to do with just a system failing for the autoresponder company and they're experiencing server issues and they having to put you on a brand new IP that hasn't been warmed up yet. There's just so many things that are outside of your locus of control, that trying to control them and trying to lose sleep over, I'm not getting 40% and Igor's getting 40% and that means my list sucks and oh my God. You shouldn't be like that because it's just something you can't control. Instead, focus on just getting people to act, the ones who open your emails. Once you do that, and the more people get to act, the more people interact with you beyond the email too, getting your product, wanting to be friends with you on Facebook because they read your email and so on and so forth, the better your business will be. And then you learn this truth about internet marketing. Well, everyone and their brother tries to sell you the idea that you need thousands upon thousands of customers. The reality is that you can do really well with just a handful of customers. You can do really well with just a couple of hundred customers that will supply you with the lifestyle of your dreams and with the business of your dreams. You really do not need thousands of them. You just need a couple of hundred at most, and you will make a great living, okay? And you will have a great life, and you will have tremendous pleasure and joy serving your customers. Because let's face it, serving 2,000 customers is much more difficult than serving 200, and that is more difficult than serving 20. So your job is to find you a couple of hundred, build your tribe, and not worry about everyone else. Trust me, everything else will fall into place on its own. So, this is Igor. Thank you so much for your time today. We answered the question, what's the ideal open rate and click-through rate, even though we didn't give you any specific open rate because it's not what that's all about. The philosophy is different, but still, I believe what you've discovered today will help you build a much more powerful email marketing campaign. Stop losing sleep over, your open rates and open your eyes to the truth about how to make a great income with a small list. So this is Igor. Thank you so much for your time. Take care. And until next time we chat, have a good one. Thank you for listening to the List Building Lifestyle. Make sure to subscribe on iTunes or Google Play to never miss an episode. Because who knows, just one conversion tactic we share on the show might double your list and double your business. Download the transcript of today's episode and all future episodes at listbuildinglifestyleshow.com. And don't forget to claim your complimentary copy of the Wealthy List Builder Survival Guide at listbuildinglifestyleshow.com/survival. This is Igor Kafetz, and until next time we talk, have a good one.